Hello, this is going to be a video all about how to get an online ticket to Loja do Cidadão. Of course, Loja do Cidadão is a place in Portugal that it's like a citizen's one-stop shop. They will send you there whenever they need you to get some kind of official document or certification. But in the past, you'd have to line up for hours in a Loja do Cidadão, waiting your turn. But the way that I'm going to share in this video, you can book an online ticket from the comfort of your own home, and then they send you a message letting you know that your turn is approaching. So let's get to it. Here we can see a sign from Loja de Cidadão in Laranjeiras in Lisbon. Lisbon has 3 different Lojas Cidadão at the time of this video. There's at least one in Porto, there's at least one in southern Portugal, in Faro, which is the capital of the Algarve region. And so you can see a sample of all the services they provide, that is bureaucratic type of services. So if you're a national, this is where you had to renew your citizen's card or even apply for an electronic passport. But even if you are not a national, this is where they will send you to get for example, a Portuguese tax file number, otherwise known as NIF, N-I-F, or otherwise known as Número, contribuinte. So in this case, you'd go to Finanças, which is in piso zero, that means level 0, basically ground level. You'd get a ticket for Finanças, and that's where you'd be able to apply for a Portuguese tax file number. And you need a Portuguese tax file number to open just a bank account and for all kinds of things in Portugal. So, but there would be other things. You'd be able to sign up for utilities such as EPAL. EPAL here is the water company in Lisbon. Gold Energy is an electricity utility company. EDP is another electricity utility company. Up here it's Social Security, and so on. You get the idea. So Lojas de Laranjeiras, there's at least 3 levels of desks. But what used to happen in the past was that you'd get to one of these Lojas Cidadão, and then you'd head to one of these machines and you'd get a numbered ticket. You'd select a desk from this touch screen, and then you'd get a little ticket that you'd be able to keep, and then you'd keep vigilant at the screens like this guy is doing to maybe keep track of where you're at. It's not so easy to know where you're at, but I guess if you say that your ticket number is 98 and up here on the screen is number 2, you know that there's a long time to wait, which is typical. So the way that I'm going to show you is getting this same ticket online, which is just great, and it's a relatively recent thing that they've done. So I'm going to show you how to book a ticket for Loja de Cidadão in Laranjeiras, which is near the metro station here called Laranjeiras. So they're all very close to metro stations, which is just great because the metro in Lisbon it's pretty fast and very convenient. There's another Loja de Cidadão in Saldanha. It's called Saldanha, but actually the nearest metro station is Picoas. And then there's yet another Loja de Cidadão very close to Bela Vista, and that Loja de Cidadão is called Loja de Cidadão de Marvila. In my case, I usually stay down here in near Castelo São Jorge. And so I chose the blue line to travel in for this particular metro stop, but you could easily go to any of the other locations. So to get our ticket, we need to get on to the right website. So You can just start by typing Loja de Cidadão or do Cidadão. I've seen it spelled D-E or D-O, Lisbon or Lisboa, and then Google will show you these three options, and then whichever Loja do Cidadão you pick. In my case, I want to go to Laranjeiras. You just go to their website. Okay, and so here we are. It's decided that I prefer this page translated into English, but in your case, it might actually show you a Portuguese page, in which case then you want to turn it to English. Only 2 languages, and unfortunately, it does not translate everything, but it's a help. So here we are in the right portal, airportugal.gov.pt, and it shows you the map, it shows you the address that you can, write for an Uber, for example, if you don't want to take the metro, and the business hours. Saturday, they're open from 9:30 to 3 p.m. And this is their phone number, which I don't recommend using because they typically take an enormously long time to pick up and you'd need to go there anyway. So then you scroll down and that's where you're going to pick a desk. And from that desk, you then can get a ticket. So this is where you would need to know what desk you want. It's a little bit difficult because they don't translate the desks into English. But in my case, I wanted to get a passport, a Portuguese passport. I'm actually a Portuguese national, but I don't live in Portugal. So I wanted to get my passport, and I knew that I would have to get to the desk that's the IRN, which basically deals with all the ID cards, the citizens cards, so-called cartão de cidadão, and passports. So then I click here. So we'll scroll down because this is to request. Pedido means request a cartão de cidadão. That's not what I want. This is pick up. Levantamento means pick up of cartão de cidadão. I want to apply or renew actually my passport. So this is pedido, that's request, passport. So you'll get a ticket by email by entering your email address down here. Or if you want to get it by text message, your ticket by text message, you insert your phone number down here. So the thing with, I actually asked for a ticket by email, but I could have asked for this one. I'll show you what happened when I click this. I'm just thinking that if you don't have a Portuguese SIM card, say if your phone is from Germany or Britain or whatever, Australia, I wonder whether if you supply them with your foreign SIM card number, whether they will send you a text message. But before we get to that stage, so up here it tells you average service time, which I guess means how long it takes for each person to request a passport, average waiting time of last ticket. I'm not sure what that means, 1 minute and 3 seconds. There are 45 people in front of you at the moment. So, by the way, this is about 10 a.m. in the morning in Lisbon on a Monday in November. So for this particular service, so I recommend you to come here in the morning, not in the afternoon, certainly not late in the afternoon. Say you come here at 4 p.m., you risk not having any more tickets available because they've just run out of, they won't service everyone beyond, after, 5:30? So here they're telling us that there are tickets available. So you write your email down here and then you press submit, and I'll show you what happens next. The email I received from airportugal.gov.pt straight after I submitted that email request. So here it tells me that my ticket number is D098. Basically, I'm numbered 98. Now, you need to remember this letter D for when you get to Loja de Cidadão, because D designates the desk. Each desk has a letter. So, passport request at Loja de Cidadão in Laranjeiras, the desk is D. So, here it tells you what you're doing, where you are going. So Laranjeiras, at the desk of IRN. Again, Laranjeiras. This is the email I've received in August, by the way. So even though it's November at the moment, I wanted to show you the email they sent me straight after I submitted my email address. So this is the important message. It says here, it's possible to receive an alert by SMS, that's a text message, when your turn is approaching. Send a message to this number, 3838, with the following format. Siga means follow. Siga, and this is my reference number, so B42B370. That's my reference number for this particular request. Espaço, that means space. And then here you'd write the number of tickets you want to be ahead of. Let me explain. Say you write the number 8 here. That means that you want an alert when only 8 people are in front of you. If you write here 10, that's 10 people are in front of you, so then they send you an SMS. So here they give you an example. EX means example in Portuguese. Siga means follow, so my reference number, and then the turns in front of me, the people in front of me, 8. And this is what I actually wrote. So then I sent them a message to 3838 with my Portuguese SIM card. I wonder if you've got a SIM card that is not a Portuguese number, whether you'd be able to dial this number. So, but in any case, that's what I did. For them to send me an alert when there were only 8 people in front of me. And I'll tell you what happened a few hours later. You need a Portuguese cell number. You can come to this website, which is a Vodafone website. So it's www.vodafone.pt, and you go up to here, móvel, so that means mobile, I guess, and you click on that. And this is what I get when I'm in Lisbon. You go to tarifários móveis, so that's rates for mobile. And here, and you go to you. So this is what I get when I'm in Lisbon for at least a month. And when I go to Lisbon, I stay at least a month. So this is a prepaid. So you buy a SIM card, and this package is includes 10 gigabytes of internet, so mobile internet, 1,000 minutes of text messages for all the networks, and chat apps. I guess they mean maybe WhatsApp, without spending your data. The way you do it is you go up to a Vodafone store, and the good thing about Vodafone in Portugal or in Lisbon is that they have stores all over the place. They have one in Rocio. I'll show you. In Rocio is the main square in Lisbon. It's actually on the map. It's called Praça Dom Pedro IV, but it's generally known as Rocio. You can see here Vodafone. That's the shop I go to. You buy a SIM card from them, and then you get your U package, whatever you feel is best. But the one I get is a U. So I have a Portuguese phone number, cell phone number in Portugal, which is really, really handy. So here we are. This is the message I received. So this is the message I sent them at 11:39 a.m. And you noticed that it was well over 3 hours later that I got their alert. So their alert says, the message basically says, this is your alert. There are only 8 people in front of you with this reference number. Thank you. So even though they send you this reference number, the number that you actually need to remember was the one they sent you in the email, right at the top. In my case, if you remember, it was D098. So that's the number that I will have to look out for when it turns up on the screen once I'm in Loja de Cidadão. So when I received this message, that's when I headed out the door. But I quickly realized once I was in the metro that it was going to take a while. And it turned out that 8 turns in front of you, even though it sounds as though it will take quite a long time. When I got there, I almost missed my turn. I realized, which was a good thing, I didn't wait at all. I must have waited, 30 seconds. So I recommend that unless you're very close by, that you write about 10 here, so 10 people in front of you. You just don't want to be rushing, because remember, when you get to Loja de Cidadão, it's a really large place, and unless you're familiar with it, you'll still have to look for where your desk is, and there are so many different desks. In the case of Loja de Cidadão in Laranjeiras, there's 3 floors and dozens of desks. You'll have to figure out where your desk is. So that will take time in and of itself. So I recommend putting a number larger than 8 here, unless you're really close by. But so this is the message you'll receive, and I guess that's all for this video. I hope it was useful. I wish you all the best in all your bureaucratic adventures in Portugal, and thanks for watching.